Welcome back to another episode of your Fix My Fees podcast, where merchant processing is so boring, we bring on interesting other CEOs of other businesses to come in and talk about things that you can benefit from. I am your host, Tavious Washington, and here we have today with me, Becky Chambers. How you doing today, Becky?
Great. Great to be here, Tavious. Thank you.
Oh, and I'm glad to have you here because I've been doing a lot of working with CEOs on this podcast, from digital marketing to lawyers, to even dentists and these different avenues. But this will be the first time I'm talking to somebody who's been a health practitioner, someone who's been doing it for not only 25 years, but also I know you have your book, but you also have written six books. Six books, right? And so I knew about the one, which was Whole Body Vibration, The Future of Good Health, the second edition, which made me feel like you did some great updates to it. But you also have 5 books outside of that. I think that is awesome.
You know what? It's a huge subject. It is absolutely huge because what I'm doing, whole body vibration, it affects body, mind, and soul, and it's powerfully affecting every part of your body. And so that is just like a huge amount to talk about. And then there's I wrote one about using it with animals. It's endless. All the
Yeah,
benefits.
and I felt like that kind of knowledge. I think there's so many things that entrepreneurs, CEO, just people in general are so fixated on the forward path that they kind of forget about themselves. And I wanted to come on here and kind of chat with you about that. But, just how did you even come to it? Because when I talk with you about it, I see how you light up about it, how you smile about it when you can actually help people. And then I do remember even a story you told me. And that really impacted me. And I could tell you love making those changes. But how did you even find your way into being able to be in this type of field?
Well, kind of a common story in natural health. I used to be really sick. I was incredibly sick for a very, very long time, about 30 years. And I was actually looked like I was going to die in my 30s. And I'm now in my 60s. And now it looks like I'll live to 120 because I'm just super healthy now. But I had doctors telling me, you're going to die. Looks like you're going to die, in my 30s. And I was falling apart. Every system was falling apart. I was just, everything was a disaster. It's a long story, but I was doing many things, more standard approaches like nutrition, of course. It's always important. Exercise, that's important. And I tried lots and lots of different things. And then I was just barely hanging on. And then eventually, about 25 years ago, I found whole body vibration and added that to the other great things I was doing. And then I just started shooting up. So it is a very, very powerful system. And back when I first found it, nobody knew about it. I mean, especially in this country, in the US. So I was one of the first people in the US doing it. But you know what? From the very first day, practically, that I did it, within a week, I could tell that it was having a huge positive impact. Because at the time, I was covered with infections. I had multiple infections that just never healed. And within days, they were getting better. And I wasn't able to eat anything because I was allergic to everything on the planet. And I had massive digestive problems. And within days, also, suddenly I could start eating. So it was I was like, okay, this is really powerful. And this is a huge opportunity for me. And it's something I can really work to bring people. It's going to be a very satisfying thing to do. So that's what started me off.
So how did that transition into starting to help other people kind of take place? Was it gradually, or did you kind of feel a sense of this is what I need to do? Because I mean, we're living in a society right now where people don't trust pretty much anything anymore. They don't trust, their local doctors. They don't trust what the government says about science. And then, now they're looking for alternatives, but they also don't trust alternatives. So how did you kind of guide your way into that and then start to push through those kind of adversities from there?
Well, I've been lucky that I've had people I can trust in my life that help guide me. So it wasn't hard for me to figure out this is phenomenal. This is what I want to do. Yes, I wasn't making any money at it for quite a long time. So I had to be doing something else for a while there.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And that actually lasted a long time. But in terms of how to reach other people in this climate where, yeah, it's true, people they don't know what to believe, and they are mistrustful of lots of things. But okay, actually, here's the secret. You get somebody on a vibration machine and they instantly see that this is something completely different, really powerful, and they love it. Most of the time, they really love it. They're like, a lot of people just start laughing. Sometimes people will get off after a few minutes and feel that their pain levels have dropped, sometimes dramatically. So it's very effective to have people direct contact with people. So I've done a lot of shows, done a lot of events. I now have a really big online presence. I wrote 6 books, as you mentioned, and those are sold on the biggest platform out there, Amazon. I hate to say it, but they kind of dominate, and they are particularly great for getting your books out there because they're worldwide. They reach worldwide, and you do this digital thing where, they just print out the book wherever they are and give it to people, print on demand. So you don't have any inventory overhead, and it's pretty great. And my books, I'm speaking from the heart. I'm speaking from experience and a great deal of research and experience with other people as well as myself. And, it shows. It shows in the books. People tend to read my books and trust me, I think. And I'm citing a great deal of research. This is not a fly by night thing. There's over 3,000 research studies about whole body vibration and really exciting stuff about inflammation and bone density, and never mind just muscle strength. That's what it was originally developed for, is for Olympic athletes as a intense workout system, and for bone density for astronauts and space travelers. So it is great for those things.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah. And it is also vastly broader applications and implications. It's a really fascinating system.
So if people wanted to know, and they're like, okay, well, what is whole body vibration? And, where would I even begin to implement it? Because, I'm a CEO. I run a company. I'm doing 60-hour weeks, and, I'm busy and I got to manage my time. So what all do I even have to do to get involved?
Are you purposely feeding me the perfect question?
Because that's what I would think. When I think of myself, and I think of taking on any new workout or any new diet, I always go to myself.
Because that is perfect lead on to, it takes 10 minutes. 10 minutes gives you the benefits of an hour of conventional weight training. You do a workout on this thing, and you don't need to change your clothes. You don't need to take a shower afterwards. You could bring it to work with you. You could have them in the workplace for your employees. It'll pump them up, give them energy. The workforce will work better, and you're going to feel better and protect your health and your employees' health. So I'd love to see it in commercial settings, in corporate settings. I mean, it's already in gyms,
Nice.
But yeah, it's an incredibly effective, fast way to get benefits of exercise without spending a lot of time. But as I write in many books, it's much more than that. It is actually, working on your nervous system and affecting your brain and lowering inflammation in a way that can't be really explained as exercise. In fact, the US military did research on comparing exercise to vibration, and they saw dramatic results from exercise and more dramatic results from a little bit of vibration. And then if you combined them both, that's really ideal. Then you got a synergistic thing, and it was even more effects. So, and we're talking about lowering inflammation. Well, once you lower inflammation, that's every chronic health problem there is.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You see what I mean? It's
yeah.
And if you don't feel like working out, that's okay. Just stand on this thing. It's a plate that you get on, and it vibrates, and it sends vibration through your whole body. So even if you just are standing on the plate for 10 minutes, watching TV or reading, watching your ticker tapes, if you're on Wall Street or something, you are still getting a lot of benefits. So
does it
anybody
vibrate
can
enough
find
that
time for
if
this.
I'm typing, it would mess me up? If I was working,
Yes.
does it vibrate
Yes,
enough?
it would cause a problem. Well, I mean, you might be able to. Yeah, you could probably type if you really wanted to. But reading is a problem because your eyeballs are vibrating.
Listening to an audiobook. That's what I do when I work out anyway. I listen to
You can
audiobook.
do that.
That's perfect.
Music, audio. Yeah. Perfect. And I know people who watch TV while they're using it. I had a woman who put it in her bathroom because she had tight space and she just used it when she was brushing her teeth. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. The end of, I don't know, 6 months, her blood pressure had gone down. Her cholesterol had gone down. She saw a whole bunch of benefits.
Right.
That's all she did.
And this is a physical. Okay, cool. That's cool. I didn't know that it was a physical thing that you could
Oh, gosh,
purchase
yeah.
and use on a daily basis. So when I was talking about the CEO,
No.
it's like, okay, that's cool. The CEO could buy it, right? And it's like, well, you don't have
Absolutely.
now because you could put it in your office 10 minutes to the
Yep.
side, even if you're listening to
Yep.
a meeting or something, catching up on something.
Yeah, you could do it. Yeah.
Well, when people reach out to you, how do you handle the stigmas behind anything when people are like, well, this is, I don't know what people would say about this now that I know that it's a physical thing versus like, more of a overall, like a body feeling and like Reiki and things like that. But how do you deal with the stigmas of alternative health and medicine as people are like skeptic? I know they come to you that way.
Well, honestly, they don't come to me that way because they come to me usually because they've seen my books or they're already interested in natural health. I'm not usually, unless I'm doing like a show. If I'm doing a show and the general public is walking by, then I run into a funny story, actually. Back in the beginning, when I first was doing this, I had a really big machine. They're smaller now. They're lighter, cheaper, smaller, very user-friendly. The first ones were big. They had a big handle on it. And I honestly, I had people running away from me. They're like, I don't want to know what I weigh.
Taking that's what it was.
I had to hang a sign off of it. This is not a scale.
So people didn't go running. That is awesome.
It was funny. Yeah, well, funny later. Now funny.
Yeah, now then you're like, man, we got to do something about that. But that's probably what helped some of the iterations drop it down.
I cannot sell this thing.
Exactly. Okay, so I guess now, so you're saying basically by the time people get to you, they've already either done all the research or they're at such a bad point that they're like, they just need you. Does that?
Yep. That's actually true. I get a lot of people who are kind of desperate.
People wait so long to do that?
Yes, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I mean, I feel this is my goal is to get this so out there and accepted that it becomes mainstream. It's covered by insurance. Your doctor tells you to use it. Then people will really be getting the benefits. Before, you wait too long, it gets really hard to get back from where you're at. It's vastly easier to help somebody if you get them when they're just starting to get sick, starting to have a problem. And even better is it's like a little bit like exercise. Should you exercise? Should you only exercise when you're sick? No, this is like a basic human function. And vibration is actually like that. It is helping your body on a level that is intrinsic to your body, mind, and spirit. So it is helping you stay healthy, as well as helping you heal. You know what's something interesting? So the kind of vibration that I use is very similar actually to the purring that a cat produces.
I actually have read that like the actual sound of cats purring does something to like people's system. It calms them. What is the else they do?
Yes.
Like release anxiety. It can also calm babies. I've heard stuff like that before. I don't know if that's what you were going into.
Well, but not only that, Tavious. Yes. I mean, the kind of vibration I promote and use and have turns you into a purring cat. And cats, they have 9 lives, right? Yeah. That's because they purr. They can heal from things that would kill another animal. Vibration raises all kinds of healing functions in your body, hormones, human growth hormone that heals and repairs your body, stem cells that go everywhere and heal you, energy levels that you need to heal your body. And they have super strong muscles and joints and tendons and ligaments. Why? Because they vibrate. That's why they can fall from great heights and not get injured and heal from things that would kill another animal. And vets and scientists will tell you they now believe that it is because they purr. So we are trying to turn ourselves into purring cats and gain those benefits.
I didn't think of it in that way until you said it. It's like this bulb went off, and I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole, but there have been certain like movies, and even like certain like animes where like vibrations is like when they're at their deathbed. That's kind of like how they come back, and everyone's like so surprised. And I'm like, it didn't really click until you said it, and it's like, wow, like that has been actually around. Like I have.
Okay, I just want to say that I am not saying you can raise the dead.
But I know, but it's just like the vibrations part just kind of click. Like, wow, I haven't thought of like vibrations and healing as one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But there are instances where people have kind of hinted at or used it, and yeah, maybe it might be those exaggerated. But like, I didn't put vibration and healing together. I just put, it's a show, right? But it's kind of cool
Right.
that you said it in that way.
It has a lot of physical effects as well. It's causing, for example, all your neurons. One, of course, it's this huge muscle workout. All your muscle fibers are going to tense and relax at the same rate that the machine is vibrating automatically. That's with the machines I use about 20 to 50 times per second. That's 2 to 3,000 reps per minute. Little reps, but they add up. That's one reason it's such an intense workout. Plus you're working against gravity to hold your body weight. Let's say you're doing a squat. Your legs have to hold your body weight against the vibration, and that's really hard work. You end up essentially holding 2 to 3 times your body weight is what your muscles have to do. And if you think of a guy with a jackhammer who's holding a jackhammer against the vibration, they always have big muscles because it's really, really hard work.
Yeah.
So it's hard work, but also all your neurons are firing at that same rate, shooting signals into your brain, lighting your brain up. It's just this massive neurological stimulation, which is fantastic for your brain. Done properly. You want to use the right kind of vibration, the right machines, the right frequency, the right amplitude, the right type of motion. It's kind of complex, but it has a big effect on the outcome, what kind of vibration you're using. Some kinds I actually don't recommend at all.
Is there something you walk them through when they reach out to you, like how to do
It's in
those?
my books and it's on my website. And sure, I'm happy to talk to people about it. But yeah, there's lots of different kinds and they're not all the same. And it is important what kind you use, especially you want to use the right one for that particular person. Like a young athlete would get a different machine than a 80-year-old person dealing with a lot of health problems.
Well,
Different situation.
let's kind of give this scenario because I've seen this the most through my years from when I was talking to business owners with sales to even now. It's usually tied behind how their body feels and them having direct correlation to having fun with their kids, right? It's like I spend all day looking at my camera, and so like my neck hurts, my shoulders hurt, my back hurts, or something. It makes it harder for me to, after work, tend to play with my kids. I need to relax. I need to get my lower back pain. So when it comes to those types of things, I guess I know obviously everyone would be different depending on the situation, but like what would be the recommendation, or how would you start to assess someone in that way when they're saying like, I'm always on my phone like this, and they're, getting the inflammation in their necks and backs. So we're seeing more and more of it now that we're attached to more and more of our devices.
Vibration is fantastic for pain, actually. It's really exciting area because it's a really huge area for most of us. I surveyed because the way that I tell people to use it, pain levels drop really dramatically and really fast for many people. Not everybody, but for many people. So it is lowering inflammation and that lowers pain. But honestly, I think, and this is why I say that it's body, mind, and soul or spirit, because I think that it's working on an energy level as well. And part of the reason that I think this is because pain levels drop so fast. There's no other way to explain it. Acupuncture, for example, is proven to lower pain. I even, in fact, at one point, I couldn't handle any drugs. I ended up having 2 teeth pulled using acupuncture only as the anesthesia. It works. It does work.
Yes.
I would never have believed, but I'm very pain sensitive too. So anyway, I have many, 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 many people that get on my machines. 5 minutes later, they get off and they're like, wow, my knee pain is gone. My neck pain's gone. My shoulder doesn't hurt. It's remarkable. And I even did a survey of like a research survey of my customers using my machines, following my guidelines. And 75% of the people in pain reported a drop of 50% or more in their pain levels within weeks while they were getting off their pain meds.
Nice.
I mean, it's amazing. And I was just talking recently to a doctor. He's a huge researcher in this field. And the way he put it, he was talking about inflammation, but inflammation is just very, very tightly connected to pain. If you have pain, you almost certainly have inflammation. And if you can drop inflammation, you are likely to be dropping pain dramatically also. And he was like, what did he say? That it dropped the inflammation levels 30-fold within weeks. He was doing research with mice, but nonetheless, they use mice because it's similar to people. 130-fold within weeks. And he's like, there is no equivalent in the natural world. There is nothing that can do this. You'd have to use steroids to get something like this. And, steroids they have probably bigger effect, but they come with horrible side effects. The only side effects of whole body vibration are more benefits. And there are many, many more benefits that you end up getting along with your pain going down. I do want to mention, though, that there are contraindications to using vibration. It is not a case of everybody can jump on a machine and get great results, or even, honestly, use it safely. There are certain conditions that you do not want to use vibration, such as seizures. If you have seizures or vertigo or acute herniated discs in your back, not chronic problem, but like currently you're in extreme pain from your back, don't get on a vibration machine. Broken bones. There's a lot of common sense ones, but there's ones you might not think of. So they're in my books, they're on my website, and I try to tell people about it because that's the good way to go.
Well, if there are people who hear listening to this, they hear the good side and they're like, I like that, but it almost sounds too good to be true. I need to start to do my research on it.
I do get that a lot.
If I could buy a machine and put it at my work, I want to do it. Where would someone start to even the idea of it all, where a concept comes from? Where would people start to just do research, and when should hey, you know what, let me buy Becky's book come into play during that time frame?
Well, if you just Google whole body vibration, you're going to get millions of hits. It is huge. It has spread around the world. It started in Russia about over 50 years ago now. They developed it for their cosmonauts and their Olympic athletes. And that's when they suddenly, in the 1970s, started sweeping the Olympics with all the gold medals because they started vibrating. And it is fantastic for athletic performance. So, and honestly, there's vibration machines now being advertised all over the place. And most people have seen them on social media, like the people shaking all over the place on a plate. They're standing on this little thing and they're shaking. That's not the kind I actually recommend. It's eye-catching. They're shaking all over the place, but it's a big movement. And because it's a big movement, they have to run slow. So you don't actually get the intensity that you get with the kind that turns you more into a purring cat. Purring cat, you can't see them shaking all over the place. You're lucky if you can tell they're purring at all from just looking at them, right?
Right, without the sound.
Yeah. So mine is not as eye-catching, but it has bigger benefits. So that's two major different types of vibration. And then there's a lot of subtleties to it. So you can just Google it. And I actually have a podcast starting. It is the very first and only at this point whole body vibration podcast out there. And it is Good Vibes with Becky Chambers. So you can watch those videos and check out my books and check out my website, which is bcvibranthealth.com. BC is for my initials for Becky Chambers, and then the name of the company, vibranthealth.com.
Nice. That is awesome. So that's where people can reach out to you. People can get in touch with you if they want to know more. And that's also if they wanted to just straight buy it, they can buy it from there. Or before they buy, should they reach out to you?
Some people do, some people don't. If you've got questions, absolutely. If you don't feel like you need to know more, welcome to. I don't want to slow you down.
Before we go, I want to know a little bit about when I hear you talking, and we've seen it, right? You do have a glow about you when it comes to really helping people. This is your passion. This is what you like to do. And I even remember, like I said, I even remember the story you told me about. I think she was 80, 80-year-old lady.
Yeah.
And so like, I can tell you really love changing that. But outside of that, what are some of the things that you like to do? How are you outside of trying to transform the world into a healthier place?
Well, I love my dog. I love my family. I love to dance.
Nice.
I read. I go for walks. I don't know, life.
Oh, well, I tell everyone I am a big foodie. And so I love to talk about, like, are you the type that likes to have the same foods over and over? Do you try different foods? What are your views on that?
Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the health problems I had because food for me is like, I'm just so grateful I can eat because I was allergic to everything on the planet, basically. I was called a universal reactor. And if I ate any one food more than 2 weeks, I'd become allergic to it. And so
Um,
I was at one point allergic to 300 or 400 different foods and could only eat by rotating everything and taking allergy drops for these 300 foods and not repeating any food more often than every 5 days. It was a nightmare. And that went on for like 20 years, I think. It was just
wow.
insane. Yeah. And I lost 80 pounds during that phase because I couldn't eat and I was so many health problems. I mean, I had eaten way too much earlier in my life and I weighed like 200 pounds. So, but I still love to eat, but vibration helps increase because I do love to eat. I just am very grateful to be able to eat. And it's really my big focus is eating healthy and simple and quick because I don't have time for dealing with it because I'm too busy trying to get this out, So,
Gotta stay on the
simple,
move.
quick, easy, and super healthy. So
Nice.
I have a lot of tricks for that, actually.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much again for joining us. One more time, I am going to put it in the bio, but if people want to reach out to you, can you tell them your website one more time again and which book they should start with if they want to go through your books?
Sure. My first and very popular book is Whole Body Vibration, The Future of Good Health. And it is now in its second edition. So be sure to get that one for all the latest info. My website is bcvibranthealth.com. And my podcast is Good Vibes with Becky Chambers. So,
Oh man, I look forward to watching that and seeing seeing the growth of that and the changes. Because I love your energy. I love what you talk about and the passion behind it. So I know there's going to be, thousands, tens of thousands, and even more of lives changed as you continue to, move on with your journey. So I look forward to that. And thank you so much again for being on my podcast.
my pleasure, Tavious. And thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
And thank you all for watching another episode of the Fix My Fees podcast. If you have an interesting business like Becky and you would love to be on the podcast too, reach out to me at Tavious at fixmyfeesteam.com. Other than that, good night, everybody.